day. I'm Hylton Turner. We're here with Clive Foord. Clive, we've been doing a lot of work with insurance companies, trying to educate insurance companies or trying to share our knowledge in terms of fire detection. And I think we've seen quite an increase of insurance companies requiring fire detection and suppression in buildings. So I think the understanding is, in my experience personally, I've been contacted by people to say, my insurer requires a fire detection system. Okay. However, I think we need to just touch on the fact of what questions the end user needs to ask the insurer in order to fulfill the requirement. So passing on to you, say for example, I was your insurer and I came to you and I was like, Clive, your company needs a fire detection system. What would you recommend asking me in order to, get a good understanding of what the requirement is and what information needs to be passed on to the contractor? So that everything is done in accordance to what the requirement is.
All right. So just to add on to that, FDIA has been very fortunate that we were asked to present a webinar to an insurance training facility, and we had like over 700 people on this online, brokers and so on. And it's basically trying to explain to the insurance brokers a fire detection system is not just a fire detection system. There's different categories, there's different levels that are required and so on. So when I get told you need a fire detection system, it's like, lovely, but what? Because a contractor comes along and he's going to sell you a Rolls Royce when you need a wheelbarrow. That's just the nature of the beast. You want to make as much money. So you as the client need to know what your risk is. What are you trying to protect? Is it an office block? Is it a warehouse? Is it a petrol station? So different risks have got different ways of looking at it. You've got different categories, and we have covered this, but we'll just quickly look at it again. You've got an L system and a P system. L is life protection, P is property protection. So a P system would be in your warehouse where you're storing all your stock to get distributed, all your electronics, for instance. L system is going to be an office or a hospital or something like that. So you got to look at that stuff so that we can get the right information. Very often the insurance companies don't know, so they've just been told, have a fire detection system, and then they leave it to the client. You get contractors that are going to sell him just a basic system that covers almost nothing, and then you're going to have the other end of the spectrum. So you as the client need to understand what are you trying to protect, and it's just a couple of questions that get asked, Yeah,
and I feel also, within the industry that we work in, we've had end users contact us on numerous levels to say, they've requested 3 quotes, and the quotations have come in, say, for example, hypothetically speaking, the first one coming in at 50,000 Rand and the third one coming in at 300,000 Rand.
That's right.
And what is the requirement of? Do you feel that as the FDIA needing a designer should get involved in that point, or do you believe the insurer, should we recommend, as an FDIA member, should we recommend to the insurer, or do you feel that the insurer needs to have a better understanding or contact us directly? What would your feeling on the matter be?
So in a perfect world, the insurer should have the knowledge that they can say, my risk is this is the type of system I want. It doesn't always work like that. Again, because the FDIA is voluntary people that are working here and members of it, it would probably be beneficial to use an FDIA company that they can then get hopefully a better quality of installer designer that's not going to try and rip you off. But then, unfortunately, budget always comes into it. And I've always had a saying, South Africa works down to a budget, not up to a standard. You've got to have the right equipment in the right place to do the right job. You cannot get a wheelbarrow to try and do a 10-ton truck job. So the clients need to understand that there will be a cost associated to getting the right equipment in. At the end of the day, as we were saying previous video, the right solution for the right problem.
Understood. I think it's a good thing that we are engaging more and more with the insurance companies to try and get them up to speed in terms of fire.
Yeah, because, just understanding.
Like hypothetically speaking, they say probably 50% of companies that do have severe fire damage never reopen.
Yeah.
And business continuity is a major factor. So whether you're doing both, whether you're doing property or life cover, business continuity is essential.
Very much.
And loss of life does come with much further implications
Yep.
with regards to the owner, the designer, the system. So I think it's a good thing it's a good thing for the insurer to understand, as well as the end user to understand what their responsibilities are.
Yeah. And along those lines, again, we have been requested to add onto the webinar that we've done this year. So we're going to be doing that next year again. So we are doing a lot of work trying to assist the insurance companies in understanding where we come from. So so that's the insurances, eh?
Yeah, I think that's good. We will, I'm sure we will cover the categories again in a bit more detail, just so that the end users, hopefully we get insurance companies, brokers, underwriters watching these videos as well and reaching out with questions to get a better understanding, so that we're all working towards a common goal of protecting the area how it should be protected.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, so again, once more, there is a link, fdia.co.za. Any questions, any queries, anything that needs clarification, reach out and talk to us.
Perfect. Thank you everybody for watching, and look out for our next video.